Hello, welcome back to next episode of Mastery in Commerce. We have been doing journal entries and I hope you have been solving the questions, especially the questions which are given at the end of the chapter. The three golden rules of accounting. Let us quickly have the recap of those three rules. Real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Nominal account is debit the expenses and losses and credit the incomes and gains. So these three rules you have to keep in mind whenever you are doing journal entries. Journal entries is the first step of keeping books of accounts. We will be following up with the ledger accounts. All the entries from journal will be transferred to ledger. And how ledgers are maintained, that I will make easy for you. Okay. So we had done till question number 12. We are on question number 13, which is on page number 93 of your textbook. First thing to keep in mind, which I always say, the format, ledger folio is kind of page number we give with reference to where the entry is transferred. This is LF, ledger folio. Then credit is CR. Let us quickly start with the question. Year is given as 2017 and the first date for the journal entry is December 1. Hema started business with cash. So as usual, cash account debit to capital. Whatever is brought into business is an investment and whatever is an investment is the capital. So it is 1 lakh. Being business started. Now December 2. Open a bank account with SBI. So whenever I am opening a bank account, what two accounts are affected? My bank account is increasing and my cash account is decreasing. These kind of entries which have effect on both bank and cash are called contra entries. Right? Keep this in mind because contra entries basically affect only bank and cash. So whenever any one of them is increasing or decreasing, that entry is called contra entry. Right? So over here when I am opening a bank account means my bank account is increasing. Bank is the receiver. Bank account debit and credit what goes out. What is going out? Cash. Okay. So 30,000. Being bank account opened. That is why we are doing this journal entry. Now December 4. The next is purchase goods from Ashu. So now name is mentioned means I have purchased the goods but I have not paid the cash. Otherwise it would have been written purchase goods on cash. Right? So Ashu is my creditor. I have purchased goods from Ashu, so Ashu is my creditor. So whenever we are doing any purchase, purchase account is debited. Purchase account debit. And who is the giver? Ashu. Credit the giver to Ashu. So 20,000. Being goods purchased on credit. Now next is December 6. December 6 says sold goods to Rahul for cash. Right? So now over here we will not mention name of Rahul. Why? Because cash has come. When the word cash is there, no need to mention name of any creditor or debtor mentioned because this is not credit or debit. When everything is finished in cash means we don't need to carry the name of that person in our books of account, right? Only we have to carry when we have to get the money in the later date, or we have to pay the money to someone in the later date, then only we keep a record. But over here, when cash transaction is done, so no need to keep it in books of account. So sold goods to Rahul for cash. So what will come? When we are selling goods means we are getting what in return? Cash, right? So it will be cash account debit, because debit what comes in? Cash is coming in. And sales, because we are doing sales. So cash account debit to sales, to Rahul 15,000. Being goods sold. Okay. Now next is December 10. December 10 is bought goods from Tata for cash 40,000. So again we are purchasing for cash. So purchase account will be debited. What has gone out? Cash. Whenever we are doing any purchase for cash means we are paying cash. So credit what goes out. So purchase account debit to cash 40,000. Being goods purchased for cash, right? So here we are done with entry till December 10th. Now next we have December 13. So December 13, let us write down the date first. December 13 says sold goods to Suman. Now over here cash is not mentioned, means I have sold goods to Suman, but Suman has not paid me anything. So Suman's name should come, right? So who is the receiver now? So for us, the receiver is Suman. So entry will be Suman account debit to sales, right? So we have done sales, so we have to write Suman's name. The amount is 20,000. Being goods sold. As the name you read, you have to be careful. If cash is not mentioned, it means it is always credit, sale or purchase. Now next is December 16. December 16 says receive check from Suman 19,500, discount allowed 500. See, we have received money for this, right? So it means what has come in? Cash. Cash has come from Suman. Suman has given us. Now Suman is debit over here. Suman should be credited. But you see, we have allowed discount also. Discount allowed is an expense or loss for us. So we always debit expense and loss. So it is 19,500. This is 500. And over here we are crediting Suman. So we are making it 0. Right? 20,000. Are you seeing? Suman was debit over here. Now she is credited. So it means whole money account is cleared. Cash received from Suman. Okay. Now next is December 20. December 20 says check given to Ashu on account. So Ashu's previous transaction, if you see, it was for 20,000. But we have paid him 10,000 only for now. 10,000 is not discount. Nobody gives us 10,000 discount. It is generally very nominal amount, 500, 1,000, 1,500 maximum. But no one will give 10,000 discount, right? So check given to Ashu on account 10,000. So it means whenever check is there, bank account is affected, right? So who is the receiver? Ashu is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Ashu account debit to bank account. Okay, and it is 10,000. So we have paid to Ashu. Bank has to be reduced, right? So it is credited. Paid check to Ashu. Now next we have December 22. December 22 says rent paid by check. So rent is an expense, debit the expense. Rent account debit by check, so it means to bank. Whenever check is there, bank is affected. 2,000. So please be mindful of this thing whenever you are doing the question, that you have to mention about bank whenever we are dealing in checks. If it is written cash, then cash account will be affected. This is important for you because in the next chapter you will be maintaining the cash books. So for cash books you have to be very careful where to enter in bank and where to enter in cash. So rent paid. Just a simple narration will do. Now December 23. December 23 says deposited into bank. Again I have deposited some money in bank, so it is my contra entry. So bank account debit to cash. Being cash deposited in bank, right? And the amount is 16,000. So this much I have deposited in bank. Now the next transactions are also rather easy for you. You will be able to understand them easily. I hope till here you are able to understand how we are doing. December 25, the entry is machine purchased from Pragya. It means we have purchased machine on credit. We have not paid cash to Pragya. So machine is our asset, and you know assets are always debited. Machine account debit. Who is the giver? Pragya. So it is 10,000. Being machine purchased on credit. Right? So next entry is of December 26. Trade expenses 2,000. So trade expenses are our expenses and we always debit them. Means we have paid trade expenses, right? Trade expenses to cash. It is for 2,000. You can simply write trade expenses paid. Now next is December 28. December 28 is checks issued to Pragya for 10,000. So see, we were supposed to give to Pragya this much. So when check is issued, so who is the receiver? Pragya is the receiver. Pragya account debit, and we have issued check. So what is affected? Bank. So bank is paying. From my account only it is going. That is why I am entering in bank. Being check given to Pragya. So my account is settled now. I was supposed to give Pragya 10,000 because I purchased machine from her, and now I have paid her by giving her a check. Now next is December 29. About to get over. We will rub this also so that we have space to write. December 29, it is paid telephone expenses by check. So again expenses are always debited. Telephone expenses account debit to bank. Again it is paid by check. So it will be 1200. Being telephone expenses paid. Right? Now December 31st. Paid salary. Again nothing is written about check. It means I have given cash. Salary account debit to cash. When nothing is mentioned, we will consider it as cash only. 4,500. Now at the end you have to do the total. If you are changing the pages, please remember on the first page do the total, write balance CF. CF means carried forward, and when you are turning the page, balance brought forward, balance B/F. So you are carrying that balance to the next page. So total you have to do, always debit and credit are equal whenever you are doing journal entry. So last is salary to cash, being salary paid. So here our question comes to end. I request you that the next question, the 14th one, has only 5 parts, but it needs to be read carefully and solved carefully. Try to do it. I hope that all the transactions you have finished, because the solution was readily available in the chapter. I thought the unsolved questions are more important with the explanation that why it is done. And please remember, whenever name of a person is mentioned, it is debit or credit, it is credit transaction. But if cash is written there, don't write the name of that person, because we don't want to keep the record of it, because it is already done. It is all the transaction or the payment or receiving the money, everything is done whenever cash is mentioned. I hope the concepts of accounts are easier for you now. I want you to gain the perfection in whatever we are doing. Accounting equation, we have done lots of questions. All the questions which are given in the book, I have solved each question for you, trying to make it as simple as possible. These questions are very easy if once you learn in mind what is the process we are following. Please always keep on recalling the 3 golden rules of accounting: real, nominal and personal. They are not given in your book right now. Later they will be introduced, but right now if you keep them in mind, you will never make a mistake in doing the journal entry. Please remember, accounts is very easy, very interesting, but you have to only follow certain rules, right? I hope my explanation is easier for you. If you want me to alter it or to explain it more, elaborate it more, please let me know in your comments, in your valuable comments. I'm grateful to my subscribers who are motivating me with their comments, and I request them to please share the videos so that I get more subscribers and I also get motivated to work harder for you. I really want my students to score well and do well in their exams. So I'll end the video for today. In the next video, I'll be coming up with the solution of the next questions. Bye for today.